wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Should I start a band? I think I should, honestly. If I did, would you guys come to my concerts? If you didn't, I would be so hurt and upset. But, like, I would do that thing where it's like, save this video so I know you're a true fan from the beginning, because I think real fans should get in for free. I hate those videos because you know that's not true. Oh, well, it's fine. I'm not a hater. I'm just a disliker of many. And people don't seem to understand that. Oh, let me move my mic some. Oh, I changed the setup a smidge. I'm more in the middle. Changed the angle a little bit so you can kind of see more of the painting. Also, is this even going? Okay, hold on. Everyone hold on. I don't know why you guys are making me so stressed out. I'm under a lot of pressure. I'm alone in this room. Oh, okay. I got new decorations. I got this little sign with tomatoes on it so it can kind of go with my tomato thing over there. I also got the sign. It is actually Scorchina Mama in here. Ooh, I'm about to die. Anyway, water intake, increase it. I remembered to bring a drink this time. Yummy. Ugh. I'm feeling good. I just took the rice purity test and I literally got a 100%, guys. I love getting a good A. So I'm feeling really good about that. I've been doing good this past week. I'm recording a little bit in advance because I'm going on vacation this week. So that's going good. Looking forward to it. Let's see what's kind of been happening. You guys, this I I have kind of gone through a bit of a rough time. Going to the referring to the first release of the first episode. Everything was going so smoothly until I decided to create a link tree. That's when things went downhill so fast because I tried to link the Spotify where this would air, and every time I tried to link it, it wouldn't link to the Buzz with Beth. Instead, it linked to, is this shaking so bad? Oh my God. It would link to a podcast titled Take Two. Now, some of you may know, some of you may not know, this is not my first rodeo in podcasting. I had a podcast in high school titled Take Two with my mother. Hi, Mommy. Hi. And I guess the account I had made, it just wasn't doing its thing. And so it wasn't linking right, I guess. I don't know how to really go into it. And so I was like, crap, Ola. I didn't know how to fix it. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I will create a new account. It's fine. I can do it. I went to create a new account. Everything was going smoothly for a small second until I couldn't log. Like, I created the account and then I couldn't log into that new account. And so that was really rough. I went through a lot of hurdles trying to get that taken care of. However, there was one saving grace, and that was Tony at Spotify. Hi, Tony at Spotify. You actually saved my life. I would marry you. Say the word, I'll have your children. I love you. I love you. You love me. This isn't tight enough. I can see. See how that rhymed? I should be a songwriter. Should I start a band? But yeah, Tony at Spotify, do you want to get married? I'll have your kids. I will. You're the reason that the first episode went so amazing. Which, by the way, the first episode went so amazing. You guys, let me take a minute to get serious. You guys, the overwhelming support I got on that first episode made me so happy. And you guys really came through. I mean, I'm not over here with like Taylor Swift numbers, but you guys, it was a lot for me, and you guys you showed out. You really did. And you showed the podcast a lot of love, and I really, really, really appreciate it. It makes me so happy. And so I love all of you very, very much. I'm so glad that you like it. It would be an understatement to say I have worked very hard on this show. It has been years in the making. That's not a lie. That's not a joke. I had the idea for this podcast when I was 14. My mom and I came up with it, and then I never got the chance to do it. Because every time I would try to, I was turned down pretty hard, and it was really hard to just get it up and running until I was just like, screw it, I'll do it myself. And that's what I have done here. And for you guys to show it so much love means the absolute world to me. And together, we can grow the podcast and make it as big as possible. And we're going to have so much fun doing it. I'm having so much fun. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad you're part of the Buzz family. And you guys should cut the serious talk because I'm all sappy and hey, maybe I'll cry. Anyway, but after the Tony thing happened, after he saved my life, I took a turn for the worse, you guys. It was on New Year's Eve when this all transpired because the first episode was to premiere on January 1st, which it did. It went wonderfully. But I took a turn for the worse on New Year's Eve, y'all. I got so unbelievably sick with a cold. My dad had a cold, and he gave it to my sister, and my sister gave it to me. That was a whole thing. I still have a cough from it, as you can see. My nose is still a little stuffy. But it was bad because I didn't feel good, and I had to work on the podcast stuff, and I was like sitting on my couch in our living room dying with Tony. And it was a whole thing. I was so sick, and I was sick for days after too. And while everyone was giving it so much love, I was like drugged out on Benadryl. It was difficult. It was difficult times. But I'm feeling a lot better now. So yeah. And also, here's another thing. This isn't even on my docket to talk about, but I just remembered, so I'm going to go into it. I was supposed to have my hair done for this episode. I know. Unfortunate. But I had scheduled an appointment. And the lady texted me for confirmation, and I was like, hey, yeah, still on. And she said, hey, can you just send me some pictures of what your hair looks like now and what you're wanting done so I can just get a little idea of what you're going for. And I was like, yeah, sure. And mind you, I looked like dog poo, so I went ahead and just sent some old photos from like days prior. So one of them was from the photo shoot I did for the podcast. And so I sent that her way. And she hits me back with, I'm so sorry, I don't do short hair, so I'm going to have to refer you to someone else. And I was like, oh, okay. But I'm thinking, what do you mean you don't do short hair? What do you mean you don't cut on short hair? You're just cutting my hair. I'm not like getting a pixie cut. Even you should be able to do that anyway, but I'm getting like an inch off. I'm getting an inch in layers off. What do you mean? A bleach and tone. But I just wanted like a trim and some layers, basically. I don't do short hair. I am going to have to refer you to someone else. So she did let me know that. And I'm like, this was my second time trying to get a hair appointment because the first one I had to cancel because she just didn't show up for my sister. She just like, my sister went to get it done and she just didn't show up. So I was like, screw it, cancel both of them. And so this was the second one. And yeah, I had to cancel this one because she's like, yeah, I'll refer you to someone else. And then I was like, okay. And she's like, do you still want the color? And I was like, yeah, I still want my hair highlighted. That's kind of like the big part of what I'm wanting done. And she's like, okay, I can do the color, just not the cut. And I'm like, okay. But then she would never refer me to someone else. Like, she wouldn't find the person. And I was like, I need it on the same day it was going to be. Because, one, I'm going on vacation. And two, I have to go back to school. So I can't. If this shuts off one more time. Oh my God. I can't. What if I start crying so hard I can't breathe? Would you guys enjoy that? Would you pay money to see that? Apparently this would. Another episode, I have to hold it right beside me like a baby. I'm going to lose my marbles. What was I even talking about? That has made me so angry. If you guys don't know, I don't even think you can see it on camera, so let me explain. My thing keeps shutting off. I changed the time when it goes to sleep, so it's like 30 minutes, but it will not quit shutting off, and it's messing up my audio. This is what the first time the video, the whole podcast was in 2 clips. I had to mush together because this kept shutting off. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not even mad about it. Anyway, it's been a stressful week, you guys, as you can tell. But yeah, I still don't even have an appointment to get my hair done because I had to cancel that one because she just wouldn't do anything. How do you not work on short hair? You know what? It's fine. So here's what I want to talk about today. I am going to lose my mind. Ow. I was just talking about how my computer kept shutting off. Without missing a beat, my phone shut off. Let's just get into it, okay, you guys? I'm so sick of this. So here's what I want to talk about first. Dominic Fike. He is my celebrity crush of the week. You guys, he gives me butterflies. He really does. He is such a good lyricist and vocalist, and he is so fine. Big crush on him. And it's so sad because I really wasn't like a fan of his until I started college. Not because I didn't like him or anything. He wasn't on my radar. And I became a fan 2 days after he was here in Kentucky where I live. And I would have loved to have seen him in concert. But it's okay. It is so hot in here. I could melt. Turn into the witch of the Wicked West. I'm not doing good, y'all. I'm not. I feel, it sounds like I'm so upset. I know it does. I'm just being over dramatic. Let me take a drink, though, before I actually do die. If I died, would you guys miss me? Would you? I know someone's sitting back there like, I hope you do. I already restarted this once. Let me kick my shoes off. Everything is shaking. Is it an earthquake? Actually, you know what? It might be. There's a huge storm outside. I'm going to have to cut so much of this because it's so... Anyway, so Dominic Fike did like a live concert thing with Apple Music. Guys, it is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. His live version of his song Why. Cream my pants. Cream my pants. Yep. He is so good. Like that song gives me butterflies. Ugh! Oh my god, I had a dream about Dominic Fike. Don't you get any ideas? It was plain Jane. Dry as turkey on Thanksgiving, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, I had a dream. He was in it, and he was singing me his song Why. Because I was like, I guess in the dream I was like having anxiety of some sort, and he was like, hey, do you ever wonder why I like literally, and I was like, Dominic, oh my god, you know me so well. And he does. I think he should give me a chance. I could make him happy. I think I really could. I think with my new 100% on the rice purity test, because I get A's, I think accompanied with that, I can make him so happy. What's next? Oh, I don't know if I should talk about this yet. I'm not going to talk about this yet. Okay, moving on. Naps. Let's talk about naps, you guys. I love a good nap. I love to sleep. I love to get into my bed while it's still kind of daylight out, lay down and rub my feet together like a little raccoon. Should I demonstrate? No, I don't want to get the dogs involved. But yeah, I love to take a nap. And here's why I bring this up, because I wanted a segue to talk about my mom. My mom loves to sleep, and she has a king bed. So every once in a while, she'll invite me to take a nap in her bed. And we'll just we'll get in her bed, and we just talk and we tell stories until we both just fall asleep. And I'm just rubbing my little feet together. I love my mom. I love my mom so much. She really is like one of the masterminds behind this podcast. Me saying it like I'm winning my Golden Globe. She was just a mastermind. I knew that I'm a mastermind, and now you're mine. If I could sing, would that benefit the podcast? Anyway, I do love my mom. She really is like one of the masterminds behind this podcast, because it was her and I against the world. Like, this was all us. And well, my dad built the structure, but like the premise of the show was like my mom and I. And she's just the coolest. And I really want to bring her on the podcast. So look forward to that in some coming episodes. I really, really want to have her on, because she is so funny and amazing. And I love my mom so much. I love my mom so much. And that's not a brag. I don't want people to think that. I want people to know, and my mom to know, I appreciate her so much, and I love her so much. And maybe she's the best. But yeah, we love to take naps. It's really fun. This was a short point. I just really wanted to talk about my mom for a second. Here's something I should bring up. I said this on my Instagram story, but I want to say it where everyone can kind of hear it. This podcast is a bi-weekly podcast. I want to make that so abundantly clear. It's not a weekly podcast. Oh my God, I hit the mic again. I really, really wish it was a weekly podcast, because I love to do this. It's like my favorite thing. But I have to prioritize college. Unfortunately, I know that's so lame, but I do. And I fear if I were to make it a weekly podcast, it would be too much pressure and to do everything while doing my schoolwork. But if I do bi-weekly, so that means every 2 weeks an episode would come out, I'm able to record on the weekend, go to school, edit in my free time, edit that next weekend, and then put it out. You know? Right? Did that make sense? Probably not. Anyway. But yeah, it's a bi-weekly, meaning every 2 weeks a new episode comes out. That's just because I have to prioritize college. Unfortunately, I really don't want it to be like that, but it's just how it has to be. Maybe when I graduate, I can change it to bi-weekly, or maybe in a year's time I can reevaluate that. I doubt it. I think it's going to stay bi-weekly for a long time. I wish it could be different, but I'm a student. I'm a university student, and I really have to prioritize my education. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that because I know I'm aware most podcasts are weekly. This one's just not, and I'm sorry about that. Did I talk about Tony? I did, because I said I'd have his kids. Yeah. And I would. Anyway, I want to hint at this as well. I talked about this in the last episode, how I didn't have the best time in school. I just didn't. And one of the worst times I ever had in school was my middle school career. That is common amongst many people. I'm sweating so bad, I'm getting a sweat stash. How embarrassing. Anyway, one of the worst times I ever had in school was in middle school. It was just such an embarrassing time. And if I could go back, I would probably sucker punch myself so hard Adam and Eve felt it. I would. And one of the reasons for that is letters I wrote in middle school. Oh my God. If I still have some of these letters, I would be reading them, because I'm sure they're hilarious. Unfortunately, I don't. That's probably a blessing. I'm sure my mom threw them away. But, oh my God. I would if I had a crush in middle school, I would not have the gall to confess that. Thank God. Thank God. But I would write them a letter. And by oh my God, I hit the mic again. by some grace of God, I never sent them out. Thank you, you're a real one, man. They were so cringy. I remember, like, vividly, I'm friends with one of the people I wrote one to now, and I remember so vividly writing it and being like, I just, I like you, I just, maybe we could, like, hang out or something, I just, like, really want to, like, spend more time with you, and it's the cringiest thing I have ever done. I'm sitting here doing a podcast. What am I talking about? The cringiest thing I've ever done. But that was pretty bad. Middle school was so bad. And I didn't have... Let's veer away from that for a second. I never had those little boyfriends you get in, like, kindergarten. People are like, well, I had, like a boyfriend in, like, kindergarten, but, like, that doesn't even count for blah, blah, blah. I didn't even have that. What's that about? Guys, what is it? What is wrong with me? I swear, I'm funny. I'm smart. I aced the rice purity test. I'm clearly smart. You can tell I'm still sick. Yeah, I get A's, and I'm pretty. If someone in those comment sections says I'm ugly, I will punt you into existence. Yeah, middle school. So, I never had a boyfriend in middle school. We know why. I'm gonna put a photo up. If you're watching on video, you're gonna see a photo because I'm gonna put one up from when I was in middle school because that would be funny. I like to embarrass myself for the. I like to put myself at the expense of myself for others. I really want to do that Ariana Grande thing where it's like, let me see what you just said, put on paper, because nothing I say makes sense. Guys, we should take my podcast away. Well, yeah, the letters I wrote in middle school, I would pay real money to have those back because I would definitely read them. And I would be like, I'm going to put this in their locker. And as if I knew where their locker was, I didn't. And, or I had this plan to, like, give one to my friend and be like, hey, can you just, like, hand this to him? And I'm so glad I didn't. You want to know something that did happen to me, though? There was this guy I did have a crush on, and I was telling my friend about it because you're supposed to be able to tell your friends about that stuff, but in my experience, don't. And I was telling my friend about it, and this girl overheard, and she was like, let's give this guy a name. We'll call him Benny. And she's like, you like Benny? And I was like, I mean, no, yeah, no, not, I mean, like, I don't know. And she's like, you have a crush on him? And I was like, you beat it out of me. Yes. And she was like, oh my God, I used to date him. He is the worst. And I was like, okay, well, I like him. So literally, poo on you. And she decided to taunt me with that information their whole school day. And so she'd be like, Benny, so-and-so likes you. And I'd be like, oh my God, what if I killed myself? And fortunately he was like, huh? And didn't hear it, right? But when it came to, like, free time, because they were trying to do that thing, and it was like, was that the thing Michelle Obama did where it's like, get kids exercising? I don't know, but we had this thing where we had free time when you had to go to the gym or something and have, like, free time. And during that time, she was like, I'm going to go tell him you like him. I'm a matchmaker. And I'm going to tell him that you like him because I'm sure he likes you too because I'm a matchmaker. And let me pause for a second and preface this. If someone says they're a matchmaker, they're not. They are probably the farthest thing from matchmaker. Anyway, resume. So she's like, I'm going to go tell him. And she goes to tell them. And I'm like, he doesn't like me. And so I slide to the ground. And I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. Just waiting there, anticipating it. Had a lot of anxiety over it. And I can, like, see them over there talking. And she comes back and she puts her hands on her knees and she kind of, like, leans over. She's like, here's the thing. He doesn't like you. And I said, I And yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm sorry, I was just thinking I might wake my mom up. It was pretty bad. And she was like, she got mad at him for not liking me, which, by the way, not his fault. Not his fault at all. He was really nice about it. He was like, oh, sorry, I don't feel that way. And she goes back to him and starts calling him really nasty stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that? Like, you're making this so much worse for me. Interestingly enough, you're making this so much worse for me. And then later she was like, hey, I just want to say I'm so sorry for that. Like, I feel so bad. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Because back then I was a good person. Now I probably would have honestly vanished. So I don't know. I guess I was feeling better about it back then. But then I was like, I felt really bad for the guy, for Benny. We'll call him. And so later I was like, let me go apologize to him because he should have never been called nasty names. Like, this has gotten so much worse than it needs to be. And let me tell you guys, it got so much worse. Because I went to go apologize to him. Because he was clearly upset about what happened. And I felt really bad. I was like, so I'm walking over there to do it. This girl, she jumps on my back. She's not the girl who told him I liked him. She's another girl who's friends with that girl. She jumped on my back like a barbarian and said, no, don't do it. And I was like, get off of me. Get off of me. And to this day, I've never been more embarrassed in my life. That's a lie. And she's like on my back. I'm like, dude, get off me. And I was like, Benny, I am so sorry. Meanwhile, there's a human, an actual human on me. And I just have to be like, I'm in this position where I'm trying to apologize, but there's a human on my back. And he's looking at me like, and I just, it had to be one of my lowest moments. That's not on here to talk about. I was reminded of that. But those people, I don't know whatever happened to them, but I hope they're doing pretty bad. No, I don't. I don't wish that for anybody. No. Oh, no. How is this already at 28 minutes? Oh, because I have to cut out some of it. That's why. Whoopsie. Anyway, I do want to talk about something that I have the paperback. I actually have a whiteboard back there with all of my information on it. This is a different list. Believe it or not. Oh my God, okay. This is a different list. So, one thing I want to talk about today is albums that are a 10 out of 10 unskippable. And so, here's where we're going to bring back Dominic Fike, because I would have his children. I don't even want children, but I'd have his. So, his album, Sunburn, is one of the best albums I've ever heard. It is so good. Like, every song on it, I can play on repeat. My favorites are, not in any particular order, Frisky, Ant Pile, Mama's Boy, Think Fast, Dancing in the Courthouse, that's a good one too. It's such a good album. Like, I started listening to it and I kind of got into college, and it really hits the old soul, hits the old heart. It's such a good album, and he should be on like a sold out world tour of his own because of just how talented he is. He doesn't get enough credit. And it's honestly sad. So, hopes for Dominic Fike in 2024. Another album, Reputation by Taylor Swift. That is a 10 out of 10 album. From start to finish, it is such a good album, and it's consistent, and it has so much substance to it. And my favorite songs on that, Don't Blame Me. Don't Blame Me makes me levitate Dua Lipa style. I'm floating in the air. It's like one of the best songs ever written to date. What else? Well, there's so many good songs. New Year's Day is a really good song. My New Year's Day was pretty bad considering I was dying. I did something bad. Oh, I did something bad. Oh my God, Justice for Endgame. I swear I don't love the drama. It loves me and I can't let you go. I hit the mic. It's such a good album. Oh my God. I'm still kind of sick. Okay, here's one. I think I kind of cheated with my list because I counted greatest hits albums. So they're more likely, of course, to be 10 out of 10 unskippable. But I counted them anyway because this is actually my podcast and my list. So if you're actually disagreeing with that, I would recommend leaving. But honestly, I love you, Pookie. Please stay. Anyway, here's the next one. Chronicle 20 Greatest Hits by Creedence Clearwater Revival. This wasn't originally on the list, but I listened to it today with my mom, and it's so cohesive. Like, every song is so different, but cohesive and consistent because they're all so good. My favorite, I liked Loda. I don't really know how to say it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how to say it. I just listened to it today. And one I really, really love is Who Will Stop the Rain. Oh, and Have You Ever Seen the Rain? That's also a good one too. Those are some really good songs. I don't have much information on the Creedence Clearwater Revival just because it's kind of a newer band to me, but I really do recommend listening to them because that's a really good album too. I'm looking at my phone in such a weird way. I'm looking at my phone case instead of the camera. I'm still recording on my phone, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, here's another. Okay, if it was up to me, it is up to me. What am I talking about? To make it more fair, let's say it like that, I only limited myself to 2 Taylor Swift albums. So the next one is Folklore. Folklore got me through some really, really rough times. My Tears Ricochet is her best song. My favorite song by her. It's one of the best songs ever written of all time. It is such a good song. It's one of the best bridges. It is the best bridge. And it's such a good song. That album is so good, start to finish. The love triangles, the fictional stories she talks about. It's such a good album. I love it. I feel like I'm a folklore girly at heart. You can see because of my my brown shirt. That's Evermore. What am I talking about? Well, I have nothing to really say. I guess I have nothing to say. We should end the podcast here. What was I gonna say? Another greatest hits. Sorry, guys. Greatest hits by Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac's a really good band. We know this. Of course, Dreams is such a good song. Like, we know this stuff. There's really not much to say on Fleetwood Mac because we know it's an amazing band. We know Stevie Nicks eats every single time. If I sound nasally, I'm so sorry. I'm still recovering. I haven't talked this much since I've been sick, so I'm kind of struggling. Here's where it gets dicey for some people. The next album I put on the list is Melodrama by Lorde. Now, some people really love Lorde, some people really dislike Lorde. My mom doesn't really like Lorde. I love Lorde. And Melodrama is just such a good album. I keep saying such a good album. New catchphrase. But it really is. Like, it's the aesthetic that goes along with it is so, I feel like it's so me. And I'm very melodramatic, so there's that. I don't know what that word means. I'm just saying things these days. My favorite songs on this album, Supercut, Perfect Places. Oh my god, what else? Rider in the Dark's really good. Homemade Dynamite. I don't know. Was that originally on it, or was that just a single? It's on it, right? Maybe I don't know anything. Maybe I don't know anything. Would you guys cry if I didn't know anything? Next album. I don't know if everyone knows who this is, but you really, really should. Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette. Such an amazing album. Let me try to think of a song that you guys might know. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like a riot. You know that. That's on the album. On One Hand in My Pocket. You Ought to Know. That's good. What was the one song on it that I really love? And maybe I can't think of it right now. Here's a good one. I feel like this is an unpopular Lady Gaga album. I feel like people don't see Lady Gaga as this. They see her more as like Meat Dress instead of Joanne. The next one is Joanne by Lady Gaga. That was one of the first albums I got on vinyl, and it is one of the best albums of the 21st century. I truly do believe. I have a long history with this album, unfortunately. Let's go back to middle school for a second. When I was in middle school, I wanted to be a singer. We've talked about this. I wanted to be a singer so bad. Hence why I have this mic stand. This was from my singing career at 11 years old. But when I was in middle school, 6th grade specifically, a talent show came about with our school. And I wanted to audition. And I did. And I got in. And I was so proud of myself. I was like, this is my start. I'm going to get noticed. And I was so excited. And the song I chose to sing for the talent show was A Million Reasons off Joanne by Lady Gaga. I don't know if everyone knows it, so let me get my pipes going. You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to you know it? And I decided to sing that. And really, I had sang this song for a long time. It was one of my favorites. And when I went to go sing it on stage, the day came, I went on stage and I was like, I am going to nail it. I did proceed to butcher the entire song. I was like, you're giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. Million reasons to let you go. And I literally went, I can't do this. And I ran off stage. It was like so dramatic and crazy. And then the whole crowd did that thing. We're like, oh. And then, but I was like backstage. I was like, I screwed up. And then the people who were like running the whole thing, they were like, hey, come back out. We'll let you try again. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, this is like my moment. Okay, I get to try again. And I get to like, what's the phrase? I can redeem myself. And then people are going to be like, oh, go Herb. So I go back out there and I'm like, you're giving me a million reasons to let you go. You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. And I kept saying, and then I just went, I don't know the words to this song. And I walked away. I walked off stage. And I just said, you know what? I can't do it. I just can't do this. And that was the end of that. And that was kind of the end of my singing career. I ended up going to Cracker Barrel afterwards where I saw one of the people who were at the talent show. And she came up to me and she's like, hey, you did so good. And I was like, thanks. And then the next day, some girl, let me fix this. Some girl was like, hey, why did you mess up? And my sister was like, because of B-words like you who were laughing at her in the back. Because my sister ate that up. And I'm still glad she did that to this day. Go Brooke, my sister. Clap. And yeah, maybe that is why I messed up. It's not. I just didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, why would you ask someone that? Why did you mess up? Because I didn't know what I was doing, Clarissa. Because I didn't know what I was doing. You know what? Clarissa doesn't know it all. Boing. Her name wasn't Clarissa. Anyway, what was I talking about? Did I even get through my list? I didn't. Okay, my next one on what? My next album on the list is Emails I Can't Send Forward by Sabrina Carpenter. This album, she really did eat down. She really did. Because she was getting a lot of hate over the Olivia Rodrigo situation. And she was over here like, dude, what do you mean? And she ate it up. She released Because I Liked a Boy. Vicious is my favorite song off of that album because the bridge is so amazing. And it really reminds me of things that have happened in my life. It's such a good album. And do you think she could get a Grammy? No, it's past time for her to get a Grammy for that, is it? Isn't it? You know what? I don't know. Next album, Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey. This album is so good. I thought she was wearing a dress on the cover of it for so long. She never was. That's honestly kind of ruined the vibe. It kind of ruined the aesthetic of it, but it's okay because the songs on the album redeem it. My favorite song off the album, what is it? It's hard to choose. Money, Power, Glory is really good. Ultraviolence, really, really good. There's so many good songs on that album. I would look them up, but my phone is there and this is recording. So it is so hot in here. I need to get a fan in here, but I'm really scared that if I do, you'll hear it. The studio is in my garage, in my house. So it's just like we put up walls inside of my garage, and that's where this is. So it's like absolutely scorchina in here. And I'm dying. Next album. Oh, that's all. Honorable mention though. My sister Brooke she compiled some songs and made a vinyl out of it, and she really wanted me to put that in. So thank you, Brooke. What was I going to talk about? Did I talk about Tony? Yes, I did, because I said I'd have his kids. I don't know what this episode even is. I feel like I'm so insecure, but that's not even going to be good. I'm going to have to wrap it up because I'm running out of time. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe it's okay. And if this specific episode doesn't go out, I'll save it as one for a win. Maybe I'm on a trip, so I'll have a pre-recorded episode to put out. Or I'll just go with it and put it out right now. So we'll see. But I do have a lot of fun doing this. Contrary to popular belief, I do have a lot of fun doing this, but the technological aspect of it is so freakishly hard. Because this won't stop shutting off. My phone, I guess, shuts off now too. I bet when I go to record it, the microphone never even turned on. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. But I do have a lot of fun doing this. And again, I do want to thank you guys for all the support that you've been giving me, because it keeps me going, babe. Is my picture frame broken? Can nothing go right? Oh my God. We need to end. We need to end this. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'm sorry everything sucks all the time. Oh well, it's okay. We have Snoopy here, and Snoopy we trust. I love you guys so much. So much. I never even introduced myself. Oh my God. This is The Buzz with Beth, and I am your host, Bethany Haven. I might have to scrap this entire episode. Love you guys. Bye.